Welcome to Dacey's Divas. Hi, I'm your host, Dacey. Today, we celebrate 16 years of honoring and highlighting hundreds, if not thousands, of women who have truly made a difference. And we want to thank you for sharing all of your phenomenal stories with us. Today, we also dedicate the show to another phenomenal diva, Rita Thorne. Rita recently lost her battle to cancer, a true inspiration full of love and hope. She will be dearly missed, but her love and her great spirit and her memory will be everlasting. Thank you. So today we have another phenomenal diva. Good morning, Laura Dillon. Laura is a holistic coach. She is a president and founder of Holistic Life here in Wakefield. And she is fabulous, I can say, because I've visited Laura, and she is just a great person. Good morning.
Thank you so much for having me today.
So first we have to explain, we have to give a big shout out to Katie Shope,
Yes.
our hairdresser.
Yes.
She both did our hair today.
She did.
And you look gorgeous. And she's just a good, kind soul.
Yes.
And that's how we met.
Yes.
And we had to say thank you, Katie.
Thank you, Katie.
All right. So Laura, let's tell the viewers a little bit of who you are, and then we're going to get into what you actually do.
Okay, so my name is Laura Dillon, and I'm the founder of Holistic Life Community. I started it about 2 years ago as a resource for people to find out about alternative therapies that exist. That there's so many things out there that have truly changed people's lives, and I have a personal testament to that. Right. So I'm really passionate about teaching and educating people and giving them tools. And in this community, we have 16 practitioners that work out of Holistic Life Community.
Which is great. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But let's talk a little bit about, you're married, you have 3 beautiful daughters. And then we're going to talk about why, I know a few of them had awful allergies.
Yeah.
But you worked back in, are you from here?
No, originally I'm from the Bay Area, right. San Francisco, Burlingame, California.
Okay, and your parents are Mexican, you were Mexican, right?
My mom's side is Mexican, my dad's side is Irish.
Okay, and the reason why I bring up that is because this is where you learned all of the holistic, your mom taught you as a young girl,
yes.
Right?
Yes,
So
absolutely.
tell us a little bit about that. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, my mom was always super open to alternative things. I remember, so I had scoliosis as a child, I found out, and she had, taken me to a chiropractor. This is back in 1981. Or even experiencing acupuncture, which, as a teenager, having little tiny needles in you was a little bit scary, but it doesn't hurt. And so my mom, I just remember her growing up, she was always like, she never wanted to use household cleaners that you bought at the store.
That's amazing back then.
Yeah.
I like that story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything was holistic with her.
Yes. And even I remember her buying like Ezekiel bread back in 1980 in the 80s that had these nuts and seeds in it, and I just wanted my Wonder Bread,
So that's how healthy you look.
Yeah, thank you.
So then, back in 2017, tell me a little bit about what you did.
So I was in the corporate world for almost 25 years, and I basically left in 2017 because I was just really burnt out. So I was in accounting. I worked most recently for 14 years at Converse, the sneaker company.
Right, Nike.
Nike is our parent.
Yes.
And I was director of accounting over there. And it was an amazing experience. I had 3 of my daughters there. Such a family environment. I was able to grow and just be part of this amazing community. But with that being said, being in finance and accounting, there were 3 to 4 days a month where I was doing month-end close where I literally would leave work before my daughters got up and I would get home after they went to bed. And I couldn't do it anymore.
Exhausted.
I was exhausted. And so I started thinking about other options, ways to I was struggling with, I'd struggled with depression for a lot of my life, mental health stuff. And I had severe anxiety. I was having 4 to 5 panic attacks every single day.
And you were up 35 pounds?
I was up 35 pounds from the chronic stress.
Right. And the nerves and everything.
Yeah.
Did a number on you?
Yep.
So then now, what led you to here?
So I basically left in 2017, and at the same time, the universe works in very mysterious ways. My daughters
Your two of your daughters?
Two of my daughters have or had anaphylactic food allergies to pretty much everything. Milk, eggs, peanuts, tree nuts. And so we had been on the wait list for almost 3.5 years for this process called allergy release technique. And so at the same time, they got into this program. And so I ended up leaving Converse.
How old were they?
So Brooke was in first grade, and Maddie, first or second grade, and Maddie was in 5th grade. And so it's a holistic process that it's about supporting the immune system. So if you think of a bucket full of water, if your water level is all the way to the top, anything you add to it is going to make it overflow. So this technique uses many modalities kind of combined together, and it really focuses on strengthening and building up the immune system so that the body's not in this chronic reactive mode. And so my kids started to go through that process. About 6 months into it, the founder approached me and said, "Hey, I know you just left the corporate world. Would you consider being a practitioner?" And I actually said no, because I'm like, I'm an accountant. What do I know about?
What do I do?
Right, I don't know about, but I actually knew a lot about food allergies. So I ended up getting trained in it, and I don't practice the allergy release technique anymore. A big piece of it is energy work, and so that's what resonated with me. And I started to follow that road down, doing Reiki, a process called emotion code. I looked at my client list after about 2 years practicing, and I had over 100 clients working on emotional energy work versus the allergy release stuff, because
that's where it had taken you.
Yes, so it was a step in my path.
Right. Now, you are the founder and the president of Holistic Life, and you are a holistic healing coach.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that. Now, what does that entail?
So I really use my own experience. So I started on my own healing journey in 2017. For the first time in my life, I actually had bandwidth and time to start working on my own things that I had struggled with. While my kids were at school, I started to educate and train myself. I'm a constant learner.
Which is good.
Yeah. And so I found these alternative modalities, such as sound healing with tuning forks, or again, I mentioned the emotion code. And then I started to get into some more like shamanic type energy work, which people ask what that is. A lot of people don't know what it is, but you're really working.
You're a coach for that too.
Yeah,
I couldn't say that word, and I said that to Kate. I
Yeah.
don't know what the first word. I keep on trying to say that, but it's like, okay, shamanic.
Yeah, you're working with the energy of basically plants and Mother Earth, and it's a very grounding energy. And so basically clients that come see me, some typical things that they may be struggling with are anxiety, phobias, a lot a lot of depression.
Yeah.
I've worked with some teens with suicide type stuff.
It's so tough.
Yeah, it's, I believe the best approach is kind of a combination of this Western and Eastern medicine, right?
What is the age group? You mentioned some teens, but what are of your clients? What is the age group? Are they young kids? Or?
So most of my clients, I'd say, start at around 10 or 11 and can go up into 70s. Wow. I tend to work with more women that are in some type of transition, that they're struggling with maybe mental health issues, weight issues potentially, anything that...
A loss.
A loss, yeah. That's blocking them from
Right.
from moving
You know,
forward.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when I came to you. It was a loss of my dad, and
Yeah.
you're kind of like a medium too. Can we talk a little bit? You
Yeah,
don't
we
really do that,
can.
but you can.
Yeah.
You can just close your eyes, and you were right on point with
Yeah,
a few things. Quite a
so
few things.
when I started on my healing journey, I started to take classes, and I had signed up for this intuitive development class, and it was a 2-hour class, and we did an hour-long meditation. And at the end of that hour, the teacher was like, okay, well, we're gonna do readings on each other. And I remember thinking, readings? Okay, I don't know how to do that, but I'm just gonna close my eyes. And so I was sitting across from some woman that I had never met before, and I closed my eyes and I could see an image of a woman. She had blonde hair, she was on a hospital bed, and I knew she had died of cancer. And so I described that to the woman, and she knew who she was. And in that moment, I was just like, oh my gosh, what just happened? But in the same breath, I remember thinking, if that's what it is, I've been able to do that my whole life. I just didn't know what that's
Like
what
you
it
mentioned,
was.
as a young girl when we met, you've been seeing images in your mind.
Right. And so somebody would talk about, somebody passing, a grandmother or whatever, and I could see an image, and I always thought I was just imagining what that person looked like.
Right.
And so when I work with my clients, I say I use whatever tools are in my toolbox. I don't really promote myself as that, but especially when we're working with emotional clearing and these heavy, dense energies, that sometimes is part of it. It could be a message from somebody that has passed that can help you move forward with some type of transition.
And some closure.
And some closure, yeah.
Pete, I think, has some pictures. Maybe we can, your facility is beautiful. Your place is beautiful. You have how many rooms in there? Okay, here so we can talk a little bit about that.
So this is, so the first picture is my main area, and the logo for Holistic Life Community is basically the willow tree, which is a really powerful tree with a lot of native cultures. And they actually developed aspirin after the willow bark in it, which is really powerful. And then you have kind of the 6 leaves or branches falling down, which is, just so much about community and bringing the other holistic practitioners together. And then that's the main area where we do tons of events and classes. And
Which is great.
Yeah, it's so much, I believe so much, and again, going back to my own healing journey, where I was so unbalanced.
Yeah.
This center is really about being a resource, providing classes, and educating people that there are so many things that you can do.
And we're not alone. I like the fact that you got away from the negativity and you're positive. Tell us a little bit about the healing process for women that might not be able to get away from that negativity. That is very detrimental.
Yeah, I mean, first off, one of the first books that I read in 2017, when I started on my healing journey, was a book by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And it's a book called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And in it, he talks about how we have almost 70,000 thoughts a day.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Which is...
I probably have double that.
Well, and so he talks so much about what are you saying to yourself? And I guarantee you, nobody was talking to me the way I was talking to myself. And we seem to have a different lens that we use to judge ourselves versus other people.
Why? I mean, you're so beautiful, you're so kind, look at you, and it's all sincere. Then you're looking at yourself and you're like, oh God, look at me today. You know what I mean? Like, why?
Yeah.
Is it all that negative?
Well, so I really started to pay attention and to when I would have these negative thoughts, correcting them and questioning them, saying, is that really true? So there's a Rumi quote, he's a famous, I think he was a philosopher, that there's basically 3 questions that you can ask When you have maybe a negative thought about yourself, is it necessary? Is it kind? And is it true? So usually, is it true? It's usually not. It's usually not a true statement.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
So now we're going to have to say that. It's not necessary. Yeah. It's not true.
Yeah.
And it's not kind. So that's what we're going to use.
Yeah. So I think the first step is really becoming aware of that negative behavior, inner critic that we have.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
So now tell me about the women. You have a fleet of women.
Yes, we do.
So tell us about what they're, in case it's not, here they are right here. All right.
That was actually one of the classes that we had. Some of them are my partners, but yeah, that's an amazing group of women. Actually, a lot of them are my partners. Yeah. So when I created Holistic Life Community, I have 4 offices in the center. And I have always worked very well on teams. I was a big sports person, an athlete growing up. I played basketball, soccer, everything.
Oh,
and
good for you.
Thank you. Yeah. And I always, when you're on a team and everybody comes to the table bringing their best abilities, it's so beyond powerful.
It is.
And even when I was at Converse, the last couple of years there, we implemented SAP, which is a software system. And we were on an amazing, amazing team. Right. And so I wanted to bring this concept and that power of bringing people together that are really passionate about what they do, and they're really good at it. And
it builds confidence, self-esteem.
Yeah.
And working with a team, you're sharing ideas, and it educates you.
Exactly. Yep. So I have certain women that actually work out of the center on a regular basis, but I have.
And what do they focus in?
So at the center, we have massage therapy. We have an herbalist. We have a hypnotherapist, and she does neuro-linguistic programming. It's all kind of about the mind type stuff. Yep. I do a lot of the energy work, shamanic, emotional type of stuff. We also have another woman that does, she uses a lot of creativity to heal, and she does some energy work as well.
It's a phenomenal group.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then beyond that, I have created this network of holistic professionals. So we have nutritionists, we have so many, we have life coaches, we have...
You have a huge...
people that are peer focused on mental health. We have, again, a lot on the nutrition side. So you think about, so I'm really passionate about native cultures and a lot of their philosophies. So the Mayans have this philosophy that we have 4 bodies. So we have a physical body, a mental body, an emotional body, and a spiritual body. And if any of those are out of alignment, we're all out of alignment, right? So when I think about my practitioners, I have practitioners in each of those 4 buckets that can help with whatever people are struggling with.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's really powerful.
It is powerful. It is powerful.
We do so many different unique types of things at Holistic Life Community that really aren't offered in a lot of places, because I want to give people tools when they are feeling stuck, when they're struggling with health issues, whether it be mental, emotional, physical.
And nutrition is very important, not to start. It's so important. If you don't feel healthy or exercise or diet, it's just, you don't feel good.
So 70% of your immune system is in your digestive tract. And as somebody that struggled with depression for most of my life, and I did not eat healthy growing, like in my teens especially, and that's when it got really bad, your body can't produce the serotonin. 80% of the serotonin is actually made in your digestive tract, and that is the feel-good hormone. So if you're eating a lot of fried foods, fast foods, your body is not going to be producing the serotonin needed, that is your chemical engine for your body, right? That's the feel-good hormone.
Right.
And yeah, exercising gets your endorphins going. I mean, I look back at myself in my teens, and I was very active, and I used to run a lot, and intuitively I knew just how much better I would feel after I did it. I never really did it for weight reasons. It was more for emotional reasons that I would exercise.
Which is important.
Yeah, for
Emotion,
sure.
definitely.
Yeah.
It must have been tough during the pandemic. Did you have a lot, you must have had a lot of people, which is sad, with mental issues. Did you?
Yeah, so the pandemic was hard. So I basically, I was at another center, Nutritional Whole Health Solutions, that amazing there. They do something called nutritional response testing, focused on the diet and stuff. And I was just renting out a back office. And the owner approached me in January of 2020, before the pandemic hit, saying, we're growing so fast, I'm gonna need the office back. And the accountant in me was like, I understand, you're gonna make more money having your people in here. So, you know, it wasn't a personal thing.
Yeah.
So I ended up looking for office space, and intuitively I knew that I wanted it to be more than just a single office in the back of another business. And so I started looking at spaces with my husband, and we saw this place in Wakefield that was right on Lake Quinnipiac, and
it's a beautiful spot.
I just envisioned doing so many of classes. We have, my herbalist does herb walks for kids there, which is amazing, teaching them about the plants and the medicinal properties of the plants. And
which is great.
Yeah. And so basically I opened the center in August of 2020. And again, I think the universe works in mysterious ways. I signed the lease on March 2nd of 2020, and then the world shut down a week and a half later. And I don't think I would have signed the lease if it would have been after. And so, you know, it's definitely been a lot slower than we would have liked.
But things will pick up now.
Yeah.
Now that things are opening up.
Yeah. The services we do offer remote services, so that has helped.
You have a few events coming up too. I don't mean to cut it short. We only have a couple minutes left. Can you believe?
No, I cannot.
So, Pete, did you have the events listed? Did he get the list, or do you?
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't? Okay. So tell us quickly about what the events are coming up.
Okay, so we have a lot of sound healing events. We have people that do crystal bowl healing. We have a full moon ceremony, which is really cool.
That must be cool.
We have a hypnotic sound healing retreat coming up in July. I am offering a 7-week series of chakra healing and balancing, and really giving people—
And that's one-on-one.
Yeah, giving people tools on when you're feeling so out of alignment, what you can do to get yourself back into being in a peaceful place.
We're wrapping up. They can go to your website.
Yes.
Anything else you would like to say, Laura?
I just want to say thank you so much for
you.
letting me share my story today, and you're doing amazing things, Dacey.
You're doing amazing things, Laura. And don't forget, I got to give you my traditional Godiva chocolate for the Diva review. You're going to check out her website, because on the website you have all the classes listed, correct?
I do. On the events tab of our website, we have it in a calendar format, all the classes.
Okay,
and on Instagram too.
Is there anything else you would like to say before we wrap up?
No, I mean, please check us out. We have amazing women, amazing people, and we're making a difference in the world.
You truly are. I didn't even get to ask any women questions. It went so fast. And I hope you enjoy your summer.
Thank you so
Keep
much.
busy with the children.
Yeah.
I want to thank everyone. Laura Dillon, she is a true diva out there making a difference. Don't forget to check out all of her information. And I wanted to thank you for watching Dacey's Divas. Thank you for celebrating 16 years with us. And hopefully we can do another 16 years. So thank you, and stay well.